Hello, and welcome back. I have a little puppy dog up on my whiteboard. I've been doing some school visits this morning, so that was really fun. But now I'm back, baby, and going to talk about numbers. We're going to look at numbers in picture books, and really a lot of what I'm going to talk about today is going to be a fair generalization, because there is so much variation. Oh, I might use that one day. So much variation in what kids' books can have, and it doesn't necessarily fit into what we think always as well. So, for example, we usually think the older the book is aimed at, the more words it's going to have, but that's not always going to be the case. And I've done a wide variety in mine. So, for example, little Nene here. Nene has about 62 words. Actually, exactly 62 words. I just counted it. 62 words in that one. The Sharonot here, which is my Dr. Seuss wannabe, that's about 900 words. How to Catch an Elf is 420-ish words in there. And then some ones other people have done. Stuck, as I said earlier, my favourite picture book. Stuck is about 470 words. I just counted them up, so I hope I remember that right. And then the pinkish, purplish, bluish egg, I didn't count the words, but there are 26 pages with writing on them. Most of them are going to have at least 100 words, some a little bit less, but you're looking around 2,000 words in that one as well. The Lorax, one of the most famous picture books of all time, about 1,800 words. And, I haven't got it here. The Arrival by Sean Tan, one of the most amazing picture books I've ever seen. It's a wordless picture book. It's incredible. So, again, and then with that one, that's got some quite strong themes in it, so it can work with older kids and adults. 0 words. So it's not always more words in a picture book, meaning an older age group. As I said, very, 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 very general. So number of words in the picture book does range. Most publishers, however, will say they would like you to send in picture books that are less than 500 words. That's a word limit that a lot of publishers put in their submission guidelines. I suggest when you write your story, just write it. Just write the story. As you do it more, you get an idea of how many words it's going to be. And I know for ones like How to Catch an Elf, I have a real structure for this, which I am going to talk about in a later section. 14 stanzas, 4 lines per stanza. It's usually about 35 words in each stanza. So I know almost exactly when I write it how many words it's going to be. And I know the structure I'm sticking to, but I suggest just write it, because then you have options. If you finish it and sort of have a look at it and go, I reckon the language I've used and all that sort of stuff, the themes in it are aimed at a younger age group, and I'm going to talk about all age groups a little bit later too. But the themes and the language are aimed at a younger age group, but it's 800 words long. It's probably going to be too long. You're going to have to cut that down. If it turns out you're writing a picture book and it turns out to be 2,500 or 3,000 words long, you're probably looking at more a chapter book, even a junior fiction chapter book. So something like, I happen to have it here, like this one here. So this one's about 1,600 words and done as a junior chapter book with lots of illustrations through it. So just writing it and seeing what comes out gives you options. You can cut it down if you'd like to cut it down, or you can lessen the pictures and make it into a chapter book. Then it's really great to look at other books and see what they do, but also look at the submission guidelines and see what publishers say. And if they're asking for picture books under 500 words, it's probably best to send them picture books under 500 words, especially if it's a cold submission. If they're asking for under 500 and you send them something that's 800 or 900, A, there's a chance they may not even look at it. B, if they do, it's going to have to be the most amazing story or concept ever, or have the chance to be cut down that they've ever seen for them to take it on. So really, just in terms of submitting and not wasting your time, it's really smart to stick to the guidelines as much as you can, unless you have that relationship and you can discuss it with them beforehand and say, I've got this picture book, it's a little bit longer than normal, but I really think it's got something there that we can work with. And that might be something where they say, yep, happy to have a look at it. But look at the guide, write your story, look at the guidelines, see what it fits, go from there. And from here, we're going to go into a little bit of homework. All right, so now for a little bit of homework. On page 10, it discusses the homework. There's a little bit of space if you want to write some notes as well. And basically, all I can suggest here is just look at other books. Look at other books, see if you can work out maybe what age group they're for, and in a general thing. We are going to look at that a little bit later as well. But look at how many words are in the book. Even just count the words. So with Stuck, I just went through and literally just counted the words. So I'm like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They got bored of that, so I counted by 2s. 6, 8, 10, 12. And count the words in the book and just see how many it is and see if certain types of books have more words. So ones like Dr. Seuss, Bill Peet, they're more that fable type of story. So there is a chance they're going to be longer because they're telling this rolling story with lots of ups and downs. Whereas ones like How to Catch an Elf is a really simple structure, which we are going to look at later. 14 stanzas. There's a particular way it's all introduced. It's just a series of events rather than an actual fable. So that's going to be shorter as well. Share a Not, which is my Dr. Seuss wannabe as well, is also a fair bit longer. That was about 900 words as well. So just look at books. Just see if there's a bit of a pattern. Look at the book. See how many words are in each book, what type of story it is, and how many words they have, how they're put on the page, how they're used. And that's something you can think about when you're writing yours as well. Oh, I've written 200 words on this particular part of the story. That would potentially take a number of pages. Is there a way I can knock it down to one page? Cut down the words, leave out description so there's space for illustrations, and reduce the words of the story. So looking at other books is such a valuable way. And it doesn't mean they're all right. You might look at a book and go, oh, I don't really like the number of words in this story. They could have done less words, or maybe they needed more words because there's not that connection between the pictures and words. So look at other books, see what you think, and then take down some notes.